Hey guys, welcome back. Today I am following up on loads of suggestions and ideas from you guys to do one of these playthrough things on Halo 3's final mission, and you know what, I thought, what better way to do it than to describe why I think this is, without a doubt, Halo's most iconic mission. So, as I play through this mission, I'm going to sort of explain that, explain my reasoning why, and, you know, have a good time. So, I'm going to first play the first bit on Legendary. You guys probably know why. You'll see why in a minute, but we're going to do the first bit on Legendary, and then switch over to Normal or Easy, whichever one I decide on. But no big intro for this one today, guys. We're just going to kick it off with the intro cutscene, which, by the way, right here, it's fucking beautiful. Like, all the imagery, the cinematography, the dialogue is so symbolic. Cortana says something in a second that I'm going to flag up that I noticed a few minutes ago that is very symbolic.
It's so new, unfinished. I'm not exactly sure what will happen when we fire it.
We'll head for
There you go. And we'll all go home. Okay, so when Cortana says Halo is so new, unfinished, I'm not sure what will happen when we fire it. That, to me, right, that feels like Bungie sort of saying, we're not sure what's going to happen with Halo when we hand it over to 343, or not even when they'll hand it over to 343. They more so like, we don't know what's going to happen after this. Like, the game and the series is still so new, and there's still so many stories that are unfinished and yet to be told. But they don't know what's going to happen when they fire it, aka hand it over to another company. I don't know. I just think that's some fantastic symbolism that I don't think many people have picked up on. I've personally never seen it. Let me know in the comments if you have done, but I've personally never seen that. So, as you expect, we're playing Legendary for this exact reason. So, not for the terminal itself. Instead, for this. For at least what's going to show up any second now. Any second. There you go. There you go. I'll tell you who I am. I am Mendicant Bias. This is what I have done. Now, this is one of the many reasons that this mission is so damn iconic. It's the first, in my opinion, the first proper, formal introduction of the character of Mendicant Bias, and my god, could it be done in any better way. This was the perfect way to do it. I know what you're here for. What position do I take? Will I follow one betrayal with another? Now that, of course, is referring to him betraying the Flood, and also betraying the Foreigners. Will he betray the Flood here and help us? Or will he betray the Foreigners and us and help the Flood? But this is so cool. But I want something far different from you, Reclaimer. Atonement. So badass. And so here, at the end of my life, please don't be the end of your life. Like, for real, please don't be the end of Mendicant's life. I do once again betray a former master. The path ahead is fraught with peril, but I will do all I can to keep it stable, to keep you safe. I'm not so foolish to think that this will absolve me of my sins. One life hardly balances billions, but I would have my masters know that I have changed, and you shall be my example. Just, overall, absolutely perfect. Just such a fantastic formal introduction of the AI himself that's still shrouded in such mystery that we still know nothing about, but hey, hopefully sometime soon we will do. I can dream. I can dream. I love this. I love how the Grapevine is trying to rebuild himself on the ring. He's like, he's not giving up anytime soon. You've just taken Cortana from him, and you've destroyed his home. He's not going to give up anytime soon. So, before we get on to discussing why this mission is so iconic, of course, I want to just let you guys know that tonight at, I believe it is 2 PM Pacific Standard Time, 5 PM Eastern Time, and 10 PM GMT, yeah, GMT, I am going to be streaming the Halo E3 conference, or the Microsoft E3 conference with Halo in it, on my channel, right here, as I normally do. So we're going to, hopefully, fingers crossed, even though Sketch denied it, see the reveal trailer tonight, live, of Halo 6. Fingers crossed, don't forget to tune in, just visit my channel at 10 PM, or 2 PM or 5 PM. You guys know when to do it. But yeah, let's talk about why this mission is so iconic. So, to start off with, I mean, the Flood. We're fighting the Flood, and this is the Flood's final mission, and little did we know, this was going to be the last time that we would see the Flood for over a decade. Which is pretty fucking depressing for someone like me who loves the Flood so much. But this is the culmination of the Flood story arc, pretty much in the entire Halo series, or the entire Halo trilogy, I should say. Definitely not the Halo series, the entire Halo trilogy. We finally properly defeat the Gravemind. We also defeat new Flood forms, and also we defeat Guilty Spark, who has always been intertwined with the Flood for pretty damn obvious reasons. And also to note the gameplay of this mission as well. Some people don't like Halo 3's Flood. I will admit they are my least favourite to fight out of all three. But I still think the gameplay in this mission is fantastic, because this mission does the Horde mentality very well. It just throws fucking wave after wave after wave of Flood at you. It just gives you a shit ton of weapons to fight them back. Gives you Sentinel allies, and really, it's just, the gameplay in this mission is really fun. It's really fun. Halo 3's Flood are extremely satisfying to kill, given that they crumble so easily. That, on top of this bad boy up here, Sergeant Johnson, another reason this mission is so iconic. Now, I'll talk about this probably a little bit later, but this mission is not only the culmination of the Flood story arc, but this mission and also the Covenant. Those two missions are both the culminations of essentially the entire Halo trilogy. So, the Covenant obviously ends the Covenant story arc. We don't see the Covenant again until Halo 4. This finishes off the Flood story arc, but this also finishes off a bunch of side characters as well. Like, obviously, it finishes off Guilty Spark, but at the same time, it finishes off Johnson. It does a really good way of killing off two major characters without feeling cheesy or forced. They both die for logical reasons, which I think is the key to killing off a character, especially two characters that are as beloved as Johnson and Spark. You can't just kill them off for no reason or have them sort of just die sporadically. They have to have meaningful and, what's the word? Their deaths have to be reasoned. They can't just occur for no reason. And both of those deaths occur for a very good reason. Spark trying to stop you from activating and destroying his precious, precious baby, his precious ring, and then later having his Sentinels turn on you. And Johnson, well, I mean, Johnson just gets fucking zapped, doesn't he? But I guess that is kind of sporadic. I guess that's a little bit sporadic, but I don't know. Now, the funny thing is, I actually haven't mentioned what is arguably the most iconic part of this mission yet, and that is, of course, the iconic Halo Warthog run, accompanied by the iconic Halo theme on repeat. Bungie could not have found a better way to conclude the trilogy, like, without sounding like a fanboy. But I really don't think that they could have ended this in any better way. It was, I don't know, it just played into everything that made Halo great. The theme, the action, the story. This mission overall is just very, very, very well done. Very well done by Bungie. Very well done. I love that as well. I have beaten fleets of thousands in the words of the Gravemind, relating back to the Throne of Flood War. I mean, you have done, and you technically, I don't know, who won that war? What the fuck were those tentacles, dude? But realistically, let's think about this for a second. Who won the Throne of Flood War? Because the Flood weren't completely annihilated, because they still exist out there in different galaxies. And neither were the Foreigners, so I guess you could say that that war didn't really have a resolution? Kind of? I mean, both races suffered pretty big losses, to be honest with you, but I don't think anyone really won that battle. I don't think anyone really won that war, to be honest with you.
Open up. Ghost is clear.
Let me know in the comments who you think won that war on the technicality, because, like I said, no one actually won it, because there were still remnants of each species out there, but both species suffered massive losses, so I don't know. Let me know in the comments who you think technically won that war. Now, again, controversial opinion, right? Although from a gameplay standpoint, those little sections with Cortana and the Gravemind speaking really slow the game and the map down, I enjoy them. I really do. I loved hearing Cortana being supposedly given the logic plea by the Gravemind, or being tortured by the Gravemind, and I also love hearing the Gravemind speaking in iambic pentameter, giving us these deep and meaningful, but also significant lines and phrases, and I don't know, just a very nice little touch. The Gravemind, I would honestly say the Gravemind is the best written character in Halo's history, apart from the Arbiter in Halo 2. But in terms of his dialogue, at least, Gravemind wins it. Hands down. Even better than the Didact, in my opinion. Even beats the Didact.
I have
Chief reckons something's going on there. Chief, that little look. Chief knows something is about to happen. His intuition's kicking in.
A few more days.
But a premature firing will destroy the Ark.
Deal with it.
Will destroy this
Deal with it.
installation. Unacceptable.
I mean,
Absolutely unacceptable.
thing is, right, you could argue that Johnson's death was sporadic, a little bit, but it's in Spock's protocol. We could see it coming. We knew that Spock was getting pissed off. We knew the ring wasn't complete. We knew that obviously a complete ring isn't meant to fire, quite fucking clearly. So, you could kind of predict it. Kick his ass. Okay, let's do this this fantastic, amazing, award-winning boss fight. I mean, for the record, as bad as this boss fight actually is, it's far better than killing the Didact in a fucking quick time event or fighting Locke in a cutscene. That actually happened, holy shit. It's better than that. As bad as this boss fight is, it's better than doing it in a quick time event or a cutscene. And I don't know, that's something that I really wish 343 would learn, not learn, that sounds arrogant. That's something that I wish they would take inspiration from and take note of, that fighting something with your own controls, with you controlling the character, is so much better than just watching it happen in a cutscene or pressing one button and having it happen. It's so much more interesting.
Don't let her go. Don't ever let her go. Send me out.
With a bang.
Bang.
I like to think, my little headcanon is that in Halo 4, on the final mission on Midnight, when Chief goes to get Halsey from the terminal, and the Didact disintegrates it, I like to think that around that time, Chief remembers those lines and thinks, shit, I failed him.
I'm so sorry.
As depressing as that sounds. As depressing as that sounds, I do like to think that. And here, the cinematography. Just look at this. Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely goddamn beautiful. And interestingly, that shot of Master Chief is mirrored with the ISO Didact in Origins, in Halo Legends, which is very interesting. That exact shot is mirrored by the ISO Didact. So, I don't know, I ain't saying anything, but you guys know what I'm on about. One thing I just got to mention here is that I actually didn't notice this until recently. I never looked up on this mission, but look up. Look how fucking beautiful the Ark looks. And also O4B. Like, partly destroyed, tearing itself apart. The sky is crimson red. My god, the skybox. This, I honestly think this mission has the best skybox in Halo's history. Genuinely. Fight me if you don't believe it. That little line there from the Gravemind, you might not have heard that, but like he says, like water, I ebb and flow. That is, I love that, because that means that, what he means by that is essentially, I come and I go. I'm born, I'm destroyed. I'm born, I'm destroyed. It's sort of like the, what's the word? The motto of the Flood, if you will do. It's the underlying term that underlies the Flood perfectly. Essentially, they're never gone. They're always there. They can always come back. Which means that, yes, the Flood will hopefully, fingers fucking crossed, be back soon. A guy can dream. A guy can dream. But anyway, back to why this mission is so iconic.
Go, go, go!
And here we go. Go, Spartan. Go, go, go. Wait for it. Okay, before hopefully I don't crash the Warhog too many times. Wait for the drums to kick in. Wait for them to kick in. Here we go. Oh my god, dude. Chills every time. Bungie could not have made a more perfect ending to this trilogy. Absolutely perfect. The music, everything is just... I honestly can't fault it. I really can't. This mission is just perfect. It really is. Hands down my favourite finale in Halo's history. I don't think it'll ever be beaten, to be honest with you. I can't see it ever being beaten. Call me naive, but I can't. Just everything, the sense of urgency, along with the epicness of the music and the action and the explosions, and Chief and Arbiter, two allies from two separate sides of a war, of just finally concluded this war, beaten a millennia-old enemy. It's just fantastic. While at the same time, of course, suffering losses in Miranda, Keyes, Johnson, so many things. It's just, I don't know, man. This mission is, it's the best finale this game and this trilogy could have ever asked for. It really is. You can really tell that Bungie absolutely threw their heart and soul into this. Really can. This mission is sort of like a dichotomy between raw emotion and just pure badassery, with obviously the badassery being, like I said, Chief and Arbiter and Warthog gunning down the Sentinels in Flood, escaping this exploding ring with Cortana in hand. But then the emotion is the fact that not only is this the end of the trilogy, but this is like, this is Bungie's last game with Chief. This is Bungie's last game with essentially their baby that defined their studio. Like, there's so much emotion going into this. I mean, obviously it wasn't their last game. They also had ODST and Wars and Reach. Ooh, that was close. That was close. But it's just, I don't know, the raw emotion of this is beautiful. It really is. And another thing worth noting as well is that the reason that we're avoiding all of these gaps and that the panels aren't exploding beneath us is, of course, because of our boy Mendicant Bias. How could anyone forget that? That's because of our boy Mendicant Bias. He's the reason that we're alive right now. He's the reason we're surviving this. Firing sequence initiated. I love the sense of urgency as well. This mission is, iconic is the only word. It really is. Now, of course, we're not on Legendary, so we're not going to see him, but the Grunt is just to the right, or to the right, there. Gun it, Chief, jump. And then, clearly, we don't make the jump, but the oh no, we did that time, but the cutscene wants us to, and there we are. The music continues into the cutscene. This little bit here. Actually, it's not here. Okay, so this little bit here, the nod. I love that. That little nod. That's what I mean about Bungie's implicitness with the way that they show emotion and tell stories. It's genius. Absolutely genius. The little nod of assurance that I'll be okay. I'll also be okay. It's like, oh, it's fantastic. And here, again, this mission is absolutely like a hive of fantastic cinematography. In a second, there is the absolute just perfect shot of Chief and Cortana with the Arc portal exploding in the background. It's just picture fucking perfect. And there we go. There it is. That shot right there is a shot that will never, ever, ever be forgotten in gaming history. That shot right there. Chief just saved Cortana and actually finished the fight. And that's it. That is the shot that will be remembered for decades to come. Absolutely fantastic. What an end to a story. What an end to a trilogy. That is why I think Halo is the most iconic Halo mission of all time. It's just a hive of, like I said, badassery and raw emotion. Bungie could not have done a better job at writing and directing and creating this mission. Everything from the beginning, the dialogue, the music, the enemies, the map layout, everything is just goddamn perfect. Absolutely perfect. So thanks again for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Leave your suggestions down below for whatever mission I should do next in this like little unnamed series we have going on. Also, don't forget to tune into my live stream tonight to watch, hopefully the Halo 6 reveal. We can dream. Maybe even Halo 3 anniversary. It's not going to happen, but I can dream. A guy can dream. Thanks again for watching, guys, for the third time now, and I'll catch you next time.